Hello and welcome back to If Ash is born in Hoenn. So, after Ash's fight or match with Gary, he would decide that he was going to go to Canalave City for the Canalave gym badge. Ash would arrive in Canalave City via a port ship that he decided to take. Ash would try and make his way to the gym, but the person there would say that it's closed and won't be available until a certain conflict subsides. As then, Ash would decide to pass some time by. As then, he decide to have a practice battle or a battle with his old buddy Brawly. Brawly would say, "It's been a while, Ash, but I think I'd like to have a battle with you." Ash would send out Staravia as Brawly would use his Hariyama. Hariyama would try hit the bird with multiple arm thrusts, but all of them would be easily avoided. Hariyama would then go for a brick break, which would also be avoided. Hariyama would constantly try hitting Staravia with moves that it easily avoided and avoided and avoided. Hariyama would eventually be tired, as then Staravia would finish it off quickly with a wing attack. Bully would say that Ash has really became a much more reserved and smarter trainer, as he waited for Hariyama to be tired and then finish it off, as then he'd use his Meditite. Staravia would try go for a Brave Bird, but the Brave Bird would be stopped by a Psychic, as Meditite's eyes would glow as it would blast back Staravia. As then Staravia would fly back from all of the debris they had been blasted through, as then it would try go for a wing attack, but that would be avoided, as then it would go for an aerial ace. Aerial ace would be coming straight for Meditite, and there wouldn't be anything it could do about it, as the aerial ace hit it, which would knock it back. It would be right under its trainer, as Ash and Staravia had knocked it way further than it was before. Brawly would look down at it with a determined expression on his face. It would understand, as then it would begin to glow. It would grow in size, as then it would evolve into Medicham. Brawly would smile, saying, "I guess I was right. I guess you were just waiting for the right moment, weren't you, buddy?" As when Medicham would turn back and nod. As then it would jump up and would use a high jump kick, which would knock down Staravia, as then Staravia would be knocked down on the floor. As then Ash would say, "Come on, Staravia, don't forfeit to Medicham," as then Staravia would fly right back up with new determination. As then it would try go for an aerial ace, which Medicham would tank, as then it would go for another one, which would hit Medicham, which would knock it out. As then Brawly would return Medicham and would say, "You did well, buddy." As then Ash would look at Staravia and would say, "Yes, Staravia, well done. Now let's keep practicing." As then for a few hours Ash and Staravia would keep practicing with Brawly, but eventually Ash would get bored and would decide to go and force his way into the gym, as the gym leader hadn't really said if it was closed or not, so he'd force his way through. As then he would find Roark, a gym leader he'd battled before, battling a strange, tall, muscular man with a Bartiodon. Bartiodon looked very old and experienced. Not too old, but older than the Craniodos. As then the Craniodos would be charging in with a head smash, which would be tanked by the Bartiodon. As then the Bartiodon would then use a metal burst, which would knock back the Rampardos. As then the Rampardos would go for a full power Zen headbutt, which would knock back Bartiodon. As then Roark would say. Rampardos, don't give in. Remember, this is the man who abandoned us just for a simple gym position. Let's show him why he should have never abandoned us. As then Rampardos would nod and would charge in full power with a head smash. Just then, the mysterious man that looked very similar to Roark would then call for his Barciodon to use an iron defense. As then, it would tank the head smash and then launch a full power metal burst which would knock back Rampardos even more. But then Rampardos would use its speed to come up from behind with his Zen headbutt, which would do a lot of damage to the Barciodon, showing that they were evenly matched. As then the man would say, looks like you've grown. You're not that same little boy that I remember you to be. You're an angry grown man who seeks to fight without any explanation. As then Roark would say, shut up, Dad! Why did you abandon me and Mum? Rampardos, use head smash! As then it would hit Barciodon for a decent chunk of damage. As then Barciodon would be knocked back. As then it would look at its trainer. As then Byron would nod. As then Barciodon would release something that looked like some armor which had been slowing it down, which would shock Roark and Ash. As then Barciodon would charge in with an iron head which would knock back Rampardos, which would knock it out. As then Byron would say, son, you are strong. You are a strong trainer. But I decided that maybe it was time for Barciodon to go faster. And look, I didn't abandon you or your mother. I just had to take this role. The Pokemon Sinnoh League officials said that there was no other choice. If I didn't take this role, the gym would be completely taken down. It would be very hard for anyone to make another Sinnoh gym. I had to save this Sinnoh gym legacy. And also, let me show you something. As then he'd take out a fossil of a tiny leaf. The fossil that Roark got as a child. Roark would look mesmerized. As then he'd tear up but wipe the tears and then say, Dad, I'm sorry for bothering you. I guess you're right. I should listen before coming and trying to harass you, Dad. Sorry. As then Roark would turn around and would say, Ash, what are you doing there? As then Ash would say, oh, I'm here for my gym battle. As then Roark would say, well, I guess I shouldn't keep you waiting, young man. But there is a slight problem. Barciodon is a bit too damaged to have a real gym battle with a champion like yourself. So I hope you wouldn't mind if you come the next day for the gym challenge, as Barciodon needs to take a well-needed rest. As then Ash would agree. As then Roark and Ash would both leave. As then Roark would look back at his father and would say, Dad, I'm sorry. As then Roark and Ash would exit. The next day, Ash would arrive back into the Canalave City Gym. As then he'd look at Byron, as he would then say, are you ready for the gym challenge? As then Byron would say, I'm more than ready. As then he'd send out his Bronzor against Ash's Monferno. Monferno would annihilate Bronzor with one flamethrower which would knock it out. As then Byron would think, well, I didn't really expect that, but anyway, let's just keep firing on. As then he'd send out his Telix. His Telix would absolutely dominate Monferno with earthquakes all over the place, as then Monferno wouldn't get a chance to land a single attack. Ash would try call for a mark punch, but Steelix would lie flat on the floor and would avoid the attack. As then, from below, it would use a crunch, which would knock back Monferno. As Monferno was tired, as Ash would see that it was getting more angry than usual, Ash would decide to return it and would then say, Monferno, buddy, today I don't think it's going to be your fight. It's going to be someone else's. Go, Staravia! As then Staravia would try go for an ice fang. Not an ice fang, no. Would try go for an aerial ace, but it would be countered by an ice fang, as would be chomped down and knocked to the floor. As then Staravia would try use an aerial ace from below, but would also be chomped down by another ice fang. And again, Staravia would be knocked to the floor. As then Ash would say, Staravia, get up, please! As then Steelix would launch a full power Iron Tail, which would plant Staravia perfectly on the floor like a seed. As then Steelix would be crushing Staravia with the Iron Tail, since Staravia would scream in pain, Staravia! As then Ash would then say, Staravia, endure the pain! Be strong, come on, Staravia! Then Staravia would be like, Staravia! Staravia! As then it would begin to glow, as the intense energy from the evolution would cause Steelix to be blasted off of Staravia. As then Staravia would fly or float up into the air, as then it would look like a phoenix that had risen from the ashes. As then it would glow and would expand out its wings, letting them grow. As then the crest on its head would grow and become bigger. As then it would become much bigger and much more muscular, as it would evolve into Staraptor. As then Staraptor! As then Staraptor would go for a close combat. As then it would be kicking, punching Steelix with its wings. It will continue using the close combat, kicking and punching Steelix with its wings. It will continue smashing up Steelix with its wings and feet. As then Steelix would be utterly destroyed by the close combat. As then Staravia would finish it off with one kick, which would knock down Steelix. As then Byron would call for Bastiodon to come out. As then Bastiodon would use a metal burst, which would knock back Staravia. As then it would use an iron head, which would knock it back further. Staravia would then counter with a bunch of close combats, which would punch and knock back Bastiodon. As then Bastiodon would go for metal burst, which would knock back Staravia. Staravia and Bastiodon would be tired. As then they would decide to finish it with an iron head and a brave bird. Both moves would collide, which would cause a massive collision and a massive cloud of dust. This clash would go on for a long time, as one Pokemon looked like it had the ground at one time, and another Pokemon looked like it had the ground the other. Byron would call for Bastiodon to charge further, as then Ash would call for his Staravia Staraptor to break its limits and push further. This clash would go on for many hours, as then both trainers were getting very tense and nervous. As then finally, when the dust settled, Staraptor was the one who won. As then Ash would say, yes, Staraptor! As then Staraptor would drill Staraptor! As then Byron would look a bit disappointed, but proud that Ash did so well. As then he'd say, here's the badge. I can't expect any less from the champion of the Hoenn region. Well done for this amazing battle. As then Ash would say, I enjoyed it myself. I can't wait to finish my gym challenge in the Sinnoh region, as I only have 2 badges left. As then Byron would say, good luck, but I don't think you'll need it. You're Hoenn's champion. As then they both shake hands, showing how much respect they had for each other. Okay, I really enjoyed making this part. I'm sorry if the part is a bit short. I just wanted to cover this section of the story and get it done with. Next part is going to focus on the last 2 gym battles, as I don't want to cram them into 2 separate parts, as I want to just get the gym battles over with and then move on to the Sinnoh League, which is going to be quite explosive, as I have some wild stuff planned for that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.